Hello, everyone. When I was a teenager, my friends always tried to shorten my name. I have a five-letter name, Delia, Delia, that took away the A and made Deli out of it. And I never liked it because I'm 100% and nothing less. So when I grew up, I started doing some research about my name because Delia sounded like nothing I knew and I could attach to. And I found out that Delia is the additional name of the goddess of Artemis from the island of Delos. And in a very old Greek language, Delia means the one who is from Delos. So I could add that to my identity, and that gave me a huge uplift, and I like this a lot. Then I also asked my parents one day, why did you name me Delia? And my mom said, look, the original plan was to name you Catherine, Katarina. But then we saw a TV series, and there was a sexy Russian spy in it. And remember, this was the 60s. There was this Russian spy, female spy, and her name was Delia. And we liked that name, and we liked that figure so much. So we gave her the name. And until today, I have to smile when I tell this story. So I have this information about ancient Greece and the goddesses. And I have the information from my parents, why they gave me the name. Why I'm telling you all this? Because I think it's important and an important part of your identity that you know where your name comes from. Why did your parents give you this name? Remember, I always say you were created in a moment of fun. You were created fun person. And it would be interesting why your parents choose to give you this name. And there's a story attached to it. Also, never go for less than 100% of your name, unless you can identify fully with the shortening of your name. If you, for example, say, I'm not Peter, I'm Pete, and you can identify with this, it's absolutely okay, because if Pete for you is 100%, it's totally fine, okay. I know a lot of people, on the other hand, who shorten their name and refuse to go for 100% because they are afraid of their personal inner growth attached to that. So if you start using your full name and not only the shortening name, there's a big chance that you reach a huge improvement to your identity and your personality. And you can request that because, so to say, your full name is your birthright. Don't go for less. Unless you say, shortening my name is totally fine and I can identify with this fully and to the fullest. So anytime you introduce yourself, the first thing you give away from your identity besides hello and how are you, nice to meet you, is giving your name. So this tells to somebody else meeting you a lot about yourself, how you say your name, how you pronounce your name, if you use the shortening of your name. This tells a whole lot of story about yourself when you introduce yourself to the other person, because your name is a huge part of your identity. And it's very important to identify with your name and to make some research and to know the story, to dive a little bit deep into it, why you have this name. Because it helps you grow into an unknown territory of yours, which you have since you were born, even before you were born, if your parents picked the name before that. I'm really making a video about this, about your name. Say your name, and also put yourself in front of the mirror, look in your eyes and say your name. And start to get used to say your name, attach to yourself to your name. You have this name. It's a beautiful name. And don't go for less, because this is a part of your identity. And this is one of the first very personal things you give away to somebody else when you say your first name. This is really important. It's important to me and important to others. If people introduce themselves to me with shortening their names, I ask them for the full name. And later on, I ask them why they only use the shortening of the name, not the full name. Because to me, the full names, most of the time, unfold a lot to me. So don't go for less than 100%. You're more than Pete, unless you identify with Pete. You're Peter. You're Oliver, not Ollie. You're Barbara, not Barb. Just ponder this, think about this, do some research, dive deep into this. You're more than that. I was fighting for years to have my letter A attached to my name when somebody else was talking to me. I always corrected everyone, please use my proper first name. Some people were annoyed by that, but I request 100% of my name, D-E-L-I, and the letter A, Delia. That's my full name. That's 100% of me. And the way I say out my name is also the way how I am. And that's a point and a very important point of my identity. So everyone, ponder this. Have a wonderful day and don't forget to enjoy your life.